let's add some graphics to our poster. And of course, you're going to want to go online and you could look for clip art. You could type in pretty much any image you want. Sydney likes guitars, so I just typed in electric guitar. You can also specify sizes. I specified large, which is going to avoid giving me low resolution pictures. And I just kind of like this one, mainly because of the white background. That's going to make my job a lot easier. Okay, so you could save this. Or you could just copy the data directly into Photoshop. So if you just right click and say copy image, and then if I go back to my poster, and if I just hit paste, which is under edit, or you can use a shortcut, which is Control V. So from here on in, anytime I paste something, I'm just going to use Control V. Okay, and this is going to paste the image right into our poster. Now, the problem with this is that we have this white background, but it's incredibly simple to get rid of, which I'm going to show you right now. About 3 or 4 tools down, you're going to see something called the Magic Wand tool. And if it's not set to Magic Wand, it might be set to Quick Selection tool. So you may have to right-click and then select Magic Wand tool. Then you go over and basically you tap your Magic Wand onto the white part of the background, and then I'm going to hit Edit and Cut. And what that did was it took away a lot of the white. Now we lost a bit of detail. For instance, this part of the guitar here, I'll just zoom in a little bit so that you can see it a bit better. We lost a little part here because it was white and it blended in with the background. But for the most part, it should do a very good job of removing a background, which gives you a very clean image without background. Okay, I just want to show you another useful tool that will come in very handy for sizing objects. And you'll also notice here that it created a new layer. So when I pasted in my electric guitar, it created a new layer for it. And if I wanted to, I could click twice and I could rename that guitar. Okay, what you'll notice now is that you're over here on the palette, layers palette, is that you're getting an awful lot of layers. And right now we don't have much on the screen. When your poster is done, you might have 15 or 20 or 25 layers. Okay, but it's important to name them as you're going. That way you can remember what you have, and if you want to make a change to a layer, it makes it a lot easier to get to that. Okay, if we go up here to the Edit, and then I hit something called Free Transform, and the shortcut is Control T. So from here on in, when I use the Free Transport tool, I'm just going to hit Control T. What that does is it gives you some corners in which you can pull, you can drag, you can make this guitar incredibly long and thin, or you can make it kind of short and dumpy, or you could try to keep by pulling the corner in, you could try to keep the same proportions. But you can size that any way you want it. You could also go outside the corners, and this gives you the opportunity to change the angle. Okay. Now let's suppose I wanted to change the angle on my Sydney and the shadow layer. I'm just going to get out of this by hitting Enter. Okay, now let's suppose I clicked on my Sydney layer, okay, and then I hit Control T. It does the same thing. It allows me to change the angle of that. Okay, now no longer does the shadow fit, so I have to go and find that shadow. It was called Sydney Copy at one time. All right, but I know that's my shadow layer. I hit Control T, and that allows me to change the angle. Okay, and then I can move that right in under. So the Free Transform tool is not only great for resizing, but it's also very helpful in, very useful in changing the angle, which is going to make your poster and the text in your poster look a little bit more interesting.